Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Orla Live for Tuesday, the 18th of March, 2025, the day after Patrick's Day. And the guards were well prepared, I have to say, yesterday. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about now this evening. We need Gavin caught the Taoiseach this morning. We Conor McGregor then, meeting with Trump. We have RTE in meltdown with the problems with Dublin Airport yesterday. We had I have a video there of Dimple Dempsey talking about Clonmel and how Clonmel has gone. It's ruined. But yeah, Orla said she'd be on with me now in a while. So listen, we're flying up there. I'll just get this out of the way first. Hang on, we'll just Johnny Apocalypse. We are in for some good shit down the pipeline if we can get Conor on board. Yeah, how are you, Paul? Yeah, how are you doing? How are you? Good evening from Manchester. How are you doing? How are you, John Paul Williams and Michael John Dennis? How safe is Dublin? It's not very safe. But Conor did great in the White House. We need to get him on side ASAP, Anthony. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what way this is going to go. Yeah. How are you, Johnny? But yeah, we'll wait until a few come on there because we'll talk about we're up to 150 there already. But we'll just put this out here now. You can call us live. You can call us on WhatsApp. 089 203 1521. You can watch live and comment on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony Casey, and at RuggerMurph27. You can also get us on Facebook at RuggerMurph and Paul Fitzsimons, and you can also get us on www.theirishchannel.com/live. Yeah. And if you can buy us a coffee. If you can't, don't worry about it. But if you can, no problem. And thanks to all the people who did buy coffees, because there was one guy who was talking to earlier that it never came true. So maybe people are buying and it's not coming true. But thanks very much for those of you who are. You know who you are. Thanks very much. But geez, we're up to 200 there already. But we'll just hang on there for a minute. Hello, Ireland from the UK. Hope all is okay. Yeah. I'm still waiting on that vetting call, Paul, folks. Sorry, Johnny. Just up to me tonsils in it with everything. Like, you know what I mean? I really am up to me tonsils. But okay, so let's go with what everyone is talking about. Conor McGregor and his meeting yesterday. RTE are in meltdown. RTE show you their little bit of the interview, the whole lot, but I'll show the whole interview here. It's only 2 minutes long, and then we'll talk with RTE. We'll come back. Hang on, I'll bring Orla in there. Hello, Orla. How are you? Good evening.
Well, how are you?
All right, good. We're just going to go with this Conor McGregor video first, and we'll come back and talk. We'll come back and talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
Big bro, you know, the United States should look after its little bro, and that's how we feel.
How about the trade? There's some trade disputes between the US and the EU, and how do you think?
We wish it again.
We actually have some stuff that we
I
have
will
to
say,
do right now.
Conor is here to meet with the president. He'll be meeting with him later this afternoon. We couldn't think of a better guest to have with us on St. Patrick's Day. We're both wearing our green. This was not planned, but very festive. And as you know, I'll be having a briefing later at 1 o'clock, so we'll talk more about their meeting later. But he's going over to meet with some other administration officials. He's spending the day in Washington, D.C.
Sure.
So
I'm here to raise the issues that people of Ireland face. You know, and it'll be music to the people of Ireland's ears, because never on the main stage has the issues the people of Ireland face been spoke. You know, our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland, and it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. You know, our money is being spent on overseas issues that has nothing to do with the Irish people. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. There are rural towns in Ireland that have been overrun in one swoop, that have become a minority in one swoop. So issues need to be addressed, and the 40 million Irish Americans, as I said, need to hear this, because if not, there will be no place to come home and visit. You know, Ireland is at the cusp of, you know, potentially losing its Irishness, and I'm here to raise the issue and highlight it. You know, it's also St. Patrick's Day, so a little bit of celebrations for sure, and you know, a little bit of learning and listening to Mr. President Trump, whose work ethic is inspiring, and all that does to me is highlight the lack of work on my side. So that's it. That's what I'm here for.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right, God bless.
Bye, guys. We'll see you later.
So now, listen, I don't care who's giving the message once the message is getting out there. Like, you know what I mean? It was the same thing. People were saying to me, "Oh, Michael O'Keefe's using your stuff and he's not giving you credit." I don't care. That man, I'll be honest with you, 65 million, I think it is, Elon Musk's tweet of that video has got 65 million. That's without what we have here. And oh, Jesus, man, it's just, this is Elon Musk all over again. If you think about it, he told the world about the grooming gangs and they did not like that. And all they do now is Connor doing the same for Orla. Awesome. Yeah, they're coming out and they're talking about this, that, and the other. And it's like the Burks too. Yeah. How did the Burks get there? How did the Burks get into that dinner? Someone asked me that today. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not fond of McGregor. I will admit it, but I agree with what he's saying. You and lots of other people, Chris, because people I've spoken to today are against McGregor, but agree with what he said. I have the Irish kid put out a video as well saying don't be pulled in, and I'll play that video now in a while. Irish edition. Trump seems to have developed some kind of fetish. First the Tates, now McGregor. So much for protecting women. Anybody know why he talks in that stupid voice? Ashamed of his Dublin accent, maybe. I think he talks like that to get his point across to sound intellectual. But okay, let's be honest about it here. They're all going on about him being convicted of rape. He's not criminally convicted. Now, I'm not taking up for him by any means for what he did, but he is not criminally convicted for the rape of Nikita Hand. That was a civil case. She was awarded money. That does not mean he is convicted. He has no criminal convictions for rape.
Mm-hmm.
None whatsoever. And again, as I said, someone is telling it. He has the big platform. What they're pissed off about, Orla, is because they were not invited there on Patrick's Day.
I know.
And he was invited there on Patrick's Day. You know?
I know. Yeah.
Orla, how was Angel? Yeah.
Angel's on her way over. She's creeping over.
Connor. Yeah. Cat among the pigeons now. Connor told the truth on the war stage. Melted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Micheál Martin melted. But I'll tell you what I will do.
Again, as it was said, like, look, Conor McGregor is not my cup of tea either, right? But look at his platform. Look how many people are going to hear what he says. And he is calling out the government, you know? And, yeah, putting the cat among the pigeons.
Now, this RTE one is about 5 minutes. Now, this is RTE in meltdown mode. And then after that, we come back and we'll play McGregor after the meeting because he speaks after the meeting well, and he speaks very well too. So let's go with the RTE and meltdown.
Okay.
The Taoiseach and Taoiseach have strongly criticised remarks made by Conor McGregor about Ireland's immigration policies. He spoke of making America aware of the travesty, as he put it, happening in Ireland ahead of a meeting with President Trump in the White House. Taoiseach Micheál Martin said Mr McGregor's remarks are wrong and don't reflect the views of the people of Ireland.
Conor McGregor on his arrival at the White House this morning.
Happy Paddy's Day, America!
In a social media post before he landed, he said he was in Washington for the most important meeting of his country's future, adding he was beyond ready. During the Taoiseach's visit to the White House last week, the US president, when asked by a reporter, said the mixed martial arts fighter was his favourite Irish person.
Well, I do happen to like your fighter. He's got the best tattoos I've ever seen. I don't know if I'm a big but that. Conor McGregor. Well, you have. Well, Conor's great, right?
Today, Mr. McGregor was a guest of President Trump.
Conor is here to meet with the president. He'll be meeting with him later this afternoon. We couldn't think of a better guest to have with us on St. Patrick's Day. We're both wearing our green. This was not planned, but very festive. He's going over to meet with some other administration officials. He's spending the day in Washington, D.C.
A jury at the High Court found Conor McGregor raped Nikita Hand in a hotel room in Dublin in December 2018 and awarded her almost €250,000 in damages. Mr. McGregor said he was in the US to raise the issues the people of Ireland face.
Our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland, and it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty.
The Taoiseach Micheál Martin said Conor McGregor's remarks were wrong, while the Taoiseach and Foreign Affairs Minister Simon Harris said the MMA fighter does not speak for Ireland or the people of Ireland. For Gallo O'Brien, RTE News.
Well, speaking in New York, Taoiseach Simon Harris said Mr. Trump was free to invite whoever he wants into his home, but that Conor McGregor was not in the US to represent the people of Ireland. Mr. Harris said he'd much rather be talking about Nikita Hand.
The New York St. Patrick's Day Parade, the oldest and largest in the world, led off by the US Army's most Irish regiment, the Fighting 69th, backed up by other National Guard units. The biggest expression of Irish America, the genesis of the political relationship between the US and Ireland, and the route that leads to the Oval Office in the White House for Taoiseach. But not this year. Instead, the Irish personality in the White House is Conor McGregor, the former mixed martial arts fighter who has spoken of his plans to enter politics. The move has not impressed serving politicians, including the Taoiseach and Minister for Foreign Affairs, who said Mr. McGregor is not there to represent Ireland.
Well, look, it's for President Trump to invite whoever he wants into his home, and he's perfectly entitled to do whatever he wishes in relation to who he decides to invite to the White House. But let me be very clear, Conor McGregor is not here in the United States representing Ireland or the people of Ireland. He's here in a personal capacity. He doesn't speak for Ireland, he doesn't speak for the people of Ireland, he has no mandate to do such.
Conor McGregor seems to be using the Trump playbook on immigration for a possible presidential campaign, launched, ironically, on a day made famous by immigrants.
Let's have a word now with Sean. He joins us from New York. Sean, this was a turn up for the books. Conor McGregor effectively representing the Irish in the White House on our national holiday.
Yeah, quite a surprise move there. It's not the first time Conor McGregor has been involved with President Trump. He was at the inaugural celebrations for President Trump being sworn in on 20th of January. He went to a number of the parties there. They were well attended by people very close to the Trump regime, including Dana White, the former boss, or the current boss indeed, of UFC, the cage fighting championship, which Donald Trump helped out of obscurity when he was running casinos in Atlantic City. Nobody else would put these fights on, but Donald Trump did, and Dana White has been a very close supporter of Donald Trump. He was offered a cabinet position, but declined it. He has been very close to the president, and that will be the direct link with Donald Trump for Conor McGregor. As for Mr. McGregor himself, he's been facilitated in the White House press room early this morning to get up on the platform there and speak about immigration, as he says, destroying Ireland, open borders policy by the Irish government. The government not happy about this. You've heard comments from the Taoiseach saying what Conor McGregor has said was simply wrong and doesn't represent the country. The Taoiseach also being very critical of both the remarks of Conor McGregor and the fact that he's in the White House today. As Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, saying we couldn't think of anybody better to represent Ireland today. The Taoiseach and Minister for Foreign Affairs saying he doesn't represent Ireland. A controversial move, nevertheless. Sharon.
Sean from New York, thank you.
Meltdown. It's brilliant, I have to say.
Well, I would like to say just one thing there. RTE and Micheál do not speak for the Irish people either. So off the go.
Now you have it. Exactly. Now what
they're
they
just
need
raging,
to do is,
they're absolutely raging. Look at his platform. Look how many people he is going to reach. And then you said Elon retweeted. There you go.
Yeah. Elon must retweet it.
I'd say they're going to be at home, crying into their tea. God love them.
Oh, I'd say so. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. But they'll definitely be crying into the tea. Yeah, Jesus, yeah. But again, McGregor, he's like Marmite. You love him or you hate him, and that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? But it's brilliant. I have to say, he's at a really
well. Look, he's telling the truth about what's going on in this country. So as I said, he's got a massive platform. So a lot of people are going to be hearing, will say what he's saying compared to what our other gobshites in the government are saying.
Yeah. He talks for the Irish people. Well, listen, nobody else is talking for us at the minute, not with a platform in any way. You know what I mean? And he's the man with the platform. Elon Musk is speaking up. We have Mike Flynn speaking up. We've a few of them speaking up, all right. But now it's great to finally get someone in the Oval Office on Patrick's Day to tell the truth. I'd love to know what he spoke about. You know what I mean? I really would. I'd love to know what he spoke about. But boxing gloves at the ready. Yeah, it's fucking gold. This is. It was even talked about independent media. Everybody is talking about it.
Yeah.
Harris' visit were the prelims. McGregor's visit was the main event. Yeah. Paul Whelan, like Conor or not, but to my recollection, he's the only Irish person to ever get free reign on the podium of a president. You know, yes, he is the
Very
only.
true, Paul. Yeah.
Fair play, Paul. You're right. Yeah. And he looked nervous, the chap. Now I have to say, he looked nervous, and he asked him questions, and he couldn't answer, and he sort of moved on. Listen, that's some stage to be on, to be getting asked questions. You know what I mean? So the woman is brilliant, Caroline Leavitt. She has to be the best press secretary ever. You know what I mean? She is just amazing. You know. But Conor is the kind of man I want to date or to be my husband. Just once you don't get a phone call at 7 a.m. They're shitting themselves. They are shitting themselves.
Yeah.
That's very good fact, Paul. Yeah, it is. How many rapes and serious assaults have taken place under the watch of Martin and Harris, who was ultimately responsible? Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's return to the kingdom of Ulster. Jesus, they're flying in here. Don't shoot the messenger. Exactly, don't shoot the messenger. I think he done very well. I think he was grand. And listen, as I said, like him, I love him. You know, he's into getting the message out there now. People are talking about it all around the world. Every media in Ireland, every media around the world has been talking about that today. But the media in Ireland have all they've been talking about is his conviction for the. It's not a conviction, lads. It's not a criminal conviction. Okay,
no,
it's a civil case. It was a civil case. The sooner the better you realise that. Now, I'm not saying he didn't do it, or I'm not condoning what he did.
Look,
but
we don't know. We weren't there.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Why won't you let the video be released?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if the video has nothing in it, well, then just release it. You know what I mean? I have my own thoughts on what happened here. You know what I mean? I've made it clear to umpteen people what I think happened here. You know what I mean? And I think it's I think I'm right in what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Anyone notice those who speak about entering politics or speak the truth suddenly become rapists, etc., and end up in court? The people who demonize them support foreign rapists and murderers. Yes, they sure do. And then I got to play Conor's video of him coming out of after, and then he finds out that the Taoiseach has been slagging him off. This is good.
Conor, what did you say to the president? What did you say?
He's had a great meeting with him. He's a great man. I told him his work rate is outstanding, and I wish him all the best.
Conor, the Taoiseach says you don't speak for the people of Ireland. Your response to that?
I am an employer of over 200 people, almost 300 people in the country of Ireland. He's an employer of none. Every available metric available to us has shown that the government of Ireland currently has failed the people of Ireland. In 10 years, Dublin city centre has gone from one of the most safest cities in Europe to one of the most dangerous. So shame on him for saying that, speaking down on an Irishman. I won't speak about him personally. Throw a jab, I could throw many jabs at them. I could throw jabs handily at them. However, I speak on the metrics, and the metrics show they've failed the people of Ireland. They do not represent the people of Ireland.
Conor,
and I'm
what
here.
do you say to people who feel it's inappropriate for you to be here, given...
God bless Ireland, God bless America.
God bless Ireland, God bless America. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, he's not afraid of anyone anyway.
Not at all. No, he's not. He doesn't give a shit. And he's right. And I'm going to be honest, Varadkar's going to be in hot water here now over this, because Varadkar had put out a tweet yesterday, a convicted rapist. He is not a convicted rapist. We can't emphasize this enough.
He wasn't convicted in a court of law.
He was not convicted in a court of law. So he has more money than Leo Varadkar. So I would say he will take him to the cleaners. And I hope he does.
Yeah. But look, we don't know what happened that night. You know, we don't know.
Nobody does. Nobody does. No.
It's different if it went to court and he was convicted, then that's a different story. But so I don't know. As I said, look,
he hasn't been.
Personally, he's not my cup of tea. But look, he's speaking out the truth about what's going on in this country.
Yeah, yeah. How many guests are allowed to take over the lectern and take questions and spill the beans on our government? Yes, it's true. Good evening, Angel. Good evening.
Oh yes, I see Angel there.
Famous. Yeah, nobody realizes how famous Conor is over in the US. Yeah, they love him in the US, not least the government. Yeah, exactly. Martin had the chance to criticize Conor in the Oval Office, but was too much of a coward. Yes, he was. He sat there with his tail between his legs. You know what I mean? In fairness, it's mainly the Yanks getting excited over McGregor. A few far right, a few right-wing channels outside the US, but his reputation still remains the same in Ireland because it's being pumped out all over the news. Everywhere you look this morning, it has rapist.
I know.
again, I'll say it again, he hasn't been convicted for rape. So I'm sorry, lads. You can throw out all the shit you want, like, you know what I mean? But the message is still there. The message is coming out. I round love to see T-Boy Harris in a white collar charity fight with McGregor because, listen, for what? He wouldn't even get a job as his water boy. That man couldn't bleed and box his way with a wet paper bag. What Eminem, Trump and McGregor have a scandal about women in common, alpha males. Listen, come on, lads. This bullshit with Trump as well. Trump didn't rape your woman, EJ and Carolina. Like, you know what I mean? That woman is a nut job. You know what I mean? Sit down and watch the transcripts and everything else. She's a nut job. She bumped into him in a bleeding shop one day, and all of a sudden, 30 years later, he raped her. Come on, get a grip, will you? Just, I'm not buying this crap at all. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the vast majority of Irish people are spineless, cowardly sheep. Will never forget it. Well, Paul, I can shoot a text to Kev if you want him to pop up at 9 p.m. Sunday. I'll have a chat myself with him, Jaden. Yeah, no problem. I will. Yeah, I'd rather Anthony or Anne Martin on with that when he's on talking there because, yeah, it's funny how we are quick to attack him and he has no right to speak and not attacking the points he made. That's exactly what happens all the time.
Very true, John.
They come after the messenger and they start saying about the messenger, but they never talk about the issues that he has brought up. But maybe they will now. You know what I mean? Conor should be given a fair hearing. I think he should as well, Michael John. Yeah, I really do. He was set up. Well, maybe there's that as well. Conor wasn't convicted. He was set up by judges so his mates get paid. She didn't have it. So stick him with the bill. That's it. Exactly. Now you have it. That's what I think as well. But so besides all this, how is everyone here? I hope you're all okay. Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, thanks, Freaky. We're grand.
We'll move on. We'll move on from Conor McGregor, and we'll go with the Taoiseach again, because a good friend of the show has caught the Taoiseach this morning. Did you see Gavin catching the Taoiseach?
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
We'll watch it now. Have a listen to this.
How are you, Taoiseach?
How are you doing?
Can I ask you a question?
I'm on the way home.
Just one question, Taoiseach. Have you anything to say about Randy Gladstone? You said what is vetting? Nothing to say, Taoiseach? It's one question, Taoiseach. Can you answer one question? The man came in here with 19 convictions and you have nothing to say. I'm not going to go near them.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm allowed to ask a question.
Of course you can ask him from there.
Yeah, from here. Look at this. The guard here stopping me this far back from asking the Taoiseach of Ireland the question. This is the country we're now living in. He can't even answer the public. Comes down to Sheriff Street, he can't even ask a question. You do what you're good at, and that's running away. Me, all Martin, everybody. Simple question and you avoid it. Hey, guard. I'll stay here, but I'll walk that way.
That's grand. Walk that way, son.
You're very intimidating on me. And so, am I not allowed to answer the question now?
Off the road.
Look at this. Yeah, I'm watching the cars. I'm moving out of the way. Yeah, you won. You look after him. One. Good boy. You look after. There you go, everybody. That's the Ireland we're living in. Can't answer a question to the public. I'm crossing the road. I'm crossing down.
Yeah, the cars are coming in.
Yeah. He's a cowardly bastard. Can't answer one question.
Do you know what I'm just laughing at there? Can you imagine when I keep saying my whole song? First of all, he probably went, "Oh, for fuck's
sake!" Did you not see the face on him? Did you not see the face? I'm gonna play it again. Just watch the face on him.
Yeah, the face. I know.
Just watch the face on him. Oh, he thinks to himself, "No, Pepper."
How are you, Taoiseach?
How are you doing?
Can I ask you a question?
I'm on the way home.
Just one question, Taoiseach.
He turned about 4 different colours. He nearly should have. I was on to Gavin earlier. Gavin was talking to me earlier about it.
Oh God, that is hilarious. You know, you can just
answer the
imagine
question.
I know you can just imagine him going, "Oh, for feck's sake, not this, not this fella now."
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
How many people had he with him there, and how many guards?
Loads of coppers.
Maybe did you head down to Waterford, seeing as there was a stabbing last night in Waterford? Did you hear about that?
I did hear about it, Orla. Yes, I did, and I'm going to share this here now just for a minute, and yeah. There it is. There, man hospitalised following alleged assault in Waterford. Okay, Hold on now. Investigations are ongoing following the assault which took place in Waterford City in the early hours of this morning, March 18th. Garda responded to a call on John Street at approximately 2:30 a.m. A man in his 20s was conveyed to University Hospital Waterford for treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. It is understood that a blade was used during the course of the incident. Now, yeah, I got...
one of the lads messaged me this morning and told me about it, but he had nothing to back it up with. So I didn't want to put anything up until I had something concrete, you know, like a news article or a Garda statement or something, you know, because you know yourself, hearsay and this, that, and the other. But yeah, he was a young lad and he was stabbed.
There it is. There's the picture. There's his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
Yeah.
That's the young lad that was stabbed. Mm-hmm. That's the down there when you pull the thing off there. That's it there.
Now it says no arrests have been made, so your man is still at large, which is just wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I'll just read what was put up here today by a person from down there. Breaking news: Waterford's not safe. A born and bred Waterford young man home with his family for St. Patrick's Day from working in the Netherlands suffered 4 vicious stabbings to his body, head, face, arm and hand, as did his friend at approximately 3 a.m. this morning outside Istanbul Takeaway Waterford City Centre. The stabber was a non-national, alleged to be living in Cork. Eyewitness claims that at least 3 Irish were stabbed. 2 of the victims have to attend Cork for their injuries for specialist care. Please contact Waterford Garda Station if you were a witness to this horrific attack. So this is happening all around the country.
Yeah, I was told as well it's one of our new visitors, but again, we have no concrete evidence of that. So I didn't want to put anything up until I have it. But yes, I think it is.
Well, that's from an eyewitness. So that's from an eyewitness there. So
yeah.
That was it. Just
unbelievable. And that man then only just over like visiting, and then this is what happens to him.
Yeah, it's a takeaway in the heart of the nightclub area of Waterford. It happened on the street. The Irishman is entitled to be out on St. Patrick's night with his friends without being stabbed to the head face by any invader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. Oh, Jesus, look, here's, I'm going to get in more of these, sorry. They don't realise how famous Conor is in this. Yeah, he's a phenom, yeah, he's right, well said. We've moved on from that there, hang on. Glenn Cochran, no eye pass wanted and needed in queue. Like, he told the truth on what's happening in our beautiful country, that no one had the balls to say it. You're right, Glenn, you're dead fucking right, because there's only a few of us out saying it, you know what I mean? But listen, he has a big platform. He can say it. He says to people, listen, we say it. It's like an echo chamber, but when he says it, millions upon billions of people listen, you know, that sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Glenn, we don't want any iPass centres anywhere in this country anymore. Trial by media. Look what the Irish government is doing to primary school children with drag queen story hour and hassling. Yeah, it's true. How many women have died during the cervical scandal? Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to go with that there, right? Kat's a friend of a friend's. She's a lovely girl. She does TikToks. But listen to what Kat has to say about Simon Harris.
He doesn't only not represent our values, he's actually the opposite.
And let's remind ourselves of what you represent. The 2018 cervical cancer scandal, where 30 plus women to date have died on your watch. How many children have been left without a mother on your watch? How many children have been left without life-changing or life-saving operations on your watch? Glass houses and stones don't go together. Careful now.
She's right.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like, people forget as well, especially the women of Ireland forget. Tony Holohan was the man that was involved in that too, and yet
that's that, yes.
He let Tony Holohan run the COVID response, you know, and
he let Tony Holohan lie about what was going on to cover it up.
Yeah. Oh, I know, and I know people who were involved in that as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I mean, they're just unbelievable. I mean, the lies that come out of their mouths is just shocking. You know, and but then how many people believe them? This is the thing. You know, there's plenty of Irish people out there believe every word that they say. and think that they're telling the truth and who wouldn't lie.
Because they're listening to RTE. You know,
No, I know,
that's the
I know.
problem here.
I know.
You know, like 800 million, bail out RTE for 800 million, and you think that they have this sewn up, like, you know what I mean? Nobody will see anything.
I know, I know.
These little media channels that we have, and our little bit of it, you know, it's getting out there. We're up to 600 there now. So fair play.
Right.
People are watching, people are listening. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But landlord TDs, let's just go with that for a minute. We just read one or two more of these. The irony of is Martin's father boxed for Ireland. Micheál Martin, did he? I didn't know that. Simon Harris is not a real man. You're right.
No, I know that.
I might be thinking a few left-wing trolls in the chat. Yeah, shit. Listen, they're in there all the time, but I just don't put up their stuff. You know what I mean? I control what goes up here, Freaky. So, yeah, I'm sure Ireland shares the same problems as we do in the US. McGregor is a 36-year-old lad, and I think he handled himself really well. That court case is not over. Thankfully, our history isn't printed on our foreheads, or we'd all be in trouble. Yeah. Paul, you misunderstood me. Trump respects McGregor as they have the scandals in common. They are both alpha males. Trump has no time for sissy boys. Okay, yeah, I get what you mean there, Orchid. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, Paul, Trump is on the bleeding list. Remember the one he promised to release and didn't? How long has he been in power and where is it? Yeah, okay. Why isn't Hillary Clinton needs to be arrested as well? So
yeah,
Pascal
Epstein's
done
list.
everything.
There's a lot
He's
of them need
man.
to be
He doesn't
arrested.
know where a woman is. Yeah. Map. Yeah. CCP, China, North Korea in Ireland now. Steady. Freedom of speech is the most important of freedoms, because when you have lost it, all your other freedoms, only freedom of speech can win them back. Yes. Well done, Gavin. Expose the lure and let them see how the thugs treats the Irish people. Imagine the Taoiseach having to have all that security. That's why they have it.
I know.
Yeah. Gavin still doesn't realise he is a politician. He's in position to do things correctly and continues to make videos. This just stops people voting nationalists because they do nothing but make videos. And what is Gavin supposed to do other than make videos, if you don't mind me asking, Irish edition? He's not a politician. He's a councillor. His hands are tied on many things. So he exposes everything. That's
He's
how
doing his
people
best.
get to know Gavin. He's
Yeah.
doing his best, yeah.
Yeah.
He was thinking the F is Gavin Pepper. How the fuck is
Yeah.
that's exactly what he was thinking. How the fuck is Gavin Pepper here?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Office of the Taoiseach, that is, yeah. CV Leroy. I saw a video where a young man was covered in blood and the other young man, the black man, stabbed him while the other one filmed it. A young girl protected the teen, but I seen that one as well. We had that. Played that. I think that was last year. I think we played that. He runs from La Hoive and now from Gav. Yeah, some leader that utterly pathetic. Yeah, it's true.
Well, they don't want to answer any questions. That's the thing, like, you know.
Pepper for better, yeah. Okay, the thing is, wokeism is a movement that's dying, but people that have built their life around it are reluctant to let it go. They are, yeah. They are.
Yeah.
Respected professor of modern warfare predicts civil war in Britain within 5 years due to mass immigration and non-integrating Muslims. Yeah, I agree with you. Even Dunshaughlin is not safe in the daytime. Jesus, I haven't heard that.
Nowhere safe, Michael. Nowhere.
Yeah. Did you hear about the woman and her child? A migrant said they would push them onto the tracks. No, I didn't hear about that.
No, I didn't hear that either.
I didn't hear anything that happened.
What happened to Letterkenny?
I don't know. Send it in to me. If you have anything, send it in on the 089 203 1521. It comes straight in here to the computer and I'm sitting on it. So yeah, if you have anything, send it in to me and I'll bang it up there. What's the shouting on empty buildings? Yeah, I get it. Yes, babe.
Took this off. I had the squeegee.
Okay, leave there. Sorry, I'm just there. The kids are back up, so I'm all, they're in and out yapping. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Simon Harris is not a real man. He's only a boy, and he looks like a little boy. Air of force, speed and light. Jesus, I can't keep up with all of these. 6 armed guard, 6 non-armed guard in uniform.
I know. Pity they weren't down in Waterford looking for the stabber down there.
Exactly. Ramavan. What about the guy trying to get a little girl in Finglas? I seen that video there. I'm going to pull it. The National Party put it up. Stephen Red. Yeah, Stephen Redmond put it up. I'll see can I find it now in a while. But hang on there. I'll have a look.
What happened?
Some fella was putting sweets out for kids. He hid behind a van and then he went in and put sweets out for the child. Video footage of him leaving a bowl of sweets outside school trying to entice kids for grooming. I did see that a woman trying to push a 7-year-old in front of a train when they took the Irish flag. It was on Cork FM. I didn't see that. Let me just see, can I find this one here of Stephen Redmond? I thought I had it there. No. Yeah. National Party. Let's just see if I find Stephen Redmond. Yeah, it was Stephen that put it up from the National Party. Stephen Redmond. I didn't do it yet. Yeah, no, I'm not finding it there.
When did he put it up today?
Yeah, he put it up today. I'm just going to. Yeah, I have it here. I'm going to just. Yeah, I'll make this bigger. Just bear with me there. I'm going to present this. You can watch the video.
Folks, I was contacted late last night. A resident that lives somewhere close to where I live there myself. He contacted me in regards to the video that's playing underneath this video of me here talking to you. This man from, let's say, he's a Middle Eastern man. He could be from Palestine, he could all the way over as far as Bangladesh. It doesn't matter where he's from. The fact of the matter is, he's a foreign man, he's in Ireland. Here he is, callously, like a predator, waiting and stalking his prey. Sitting on a bike outside this family home for a minute and a half, waiting till the coast is clear. And then he pulls out a bag.
Right now.
He opens his bag. What's in his bag? A box of sweets. Puts down the box of sweets on a child's skewer, as you can see here in the video. This happened on Sunday, the 16th of March. Parents only discovered it late Sunday night. Went through the footage yesterday, which is St. Patrick's Day. Family contacted myself about what was after happening, what way to proceed. Naturally, they're worried for their children, so we suggested sit down with the children. Mother and father sat down with their children. Children revealed to them that this same man approached their children again. Previously on Saturday. He previously approached them, tried to lure them off with him, and the children, naturally, stranger danger kicked in, left the man. So he comes back the following day, lives like this, a gift, trying to snare children again, lives on the child skewer. This man shouldn't be in Ireland. This man could have been living in the Fun Galaxy building, located 100 metres here behind me. He's not. That building never opened because of the hard work and effort that the people of Finglas West put in to ensure that building never opened. This is replicated right across Ireland. Sometimes it gets caught on footage, on camera, and sometimes it doesn't. We won't tolerate this in Finglas. From Gombe politicians and the business class plantation pushers trying to make a quick buck off the backs of the Irish people. We will not stand for this. This is our children. This is coming to our doors. It's wrong. It's disgusting what you people are doing to this country. The likes of the Gombe that's running 137C Slaney Road Plantation Centre. You're part of this problem. You're bringing this to our children's doors. And it's really, really wrong. It's disgusting. It needs to stop. Local TDs and other councillors all on board with the agenda. I make no apologies when I say Ireland should remain a predominantly Irish nation. The land of Ireland for the people of Ireland. And I stand by that. And I have no regrets when I say Irish people should remain the absolute vast majority of people in Ireland. This is disgusting. It's disturbing, and it's far from an isolated incident, and it should not and it will not be tolerated anywhere across the island of Ireland.
Fair play to him. Fair play to Stephen there, yeah. And that's crazy, isn't it?
They're unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Jesus Christ. Imagine if some poor child just was on their own, no parent around, walking home from school. And there is kids that walk home from school by themselves and went over to get sweets. Oh my God. It's just, I don't even want to think about it.
The sweets could be poison. You wouldn't know.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
saw that comment coming in. How do you know? It could be laced with, it could be sedative or anything like that.
I'm just going to put out there, somebody asked there, what's the WhatsApp number? There it is there, 089 203 1521. It's 089 203 1521.
Steady Eddie, was that today that was up on Cork Red FM?
Hang on.
Let's see, can I find it?
I just have this here, Neil Pendable just talking about it today. So I'll just play that for a minute. We'll give it a couple of minutes of it. Okay. Let me just share the screen and we'll
I'd say I'm a lot better than you. What happened?
So I'm going to do my best to keep it together now because it's a delayed reaction, to be quite honest with you, Neil, this morning. So I'm going to just do my best to hold it together. So I live in Little Island, and I decided that we go to the Cove Parade yesterday, myself and my 7-year-old son. I was meeting other family down there. So, you know, the Cove side say that we would have entered from the train station. Mm-hmm. So we went in, got on the platform, and we were all kind of kitted out for the day that it was. And immediately we were confronted by he was a coloured man. I would have said Nigerian. Okay, that's what I would have thought that he was, where he was from. We don't know. Right. And this is what I just want to be very, very clear. This is not what I'm making this about.
Male, yeah.
Okay, this is not what this is about. So we got on the platform. He started.
Little Island platform.
Little Island platform.
Go ahead.
Going to Cove.
Yeah. You're so,
my 7-year-old son. So he immediately kind of came towards us and started shouting and roaring at us, had a bag in his hand. And then he made a gesture to myself and my 7-year-old. It was a gesture because he was shouting in his own language that he was going to throw us off the platform.
Right. How did you interpret that that's what he wished to do?
It was very easy to interpret. I didn't understand the language, but I definitely understood what he was trying to insinuate to us. It was very obvious, Neil, what he was insinuating.
Okay, thank you.
He pointed at me and my son. He made a gesture to throw onto the platform.
Go ahead. What happened next?
So I was very frightened because at the other side you've got the train destined for Kent, and that was a lot more busier, Neil, okay? Mm-hmm. And what really kind of scared me was nobody came to our aid. This man was shouting and roaring at us. We were terrified, and I wasn't going to approach him. He had a bag with him. But then about 5 minutes later, Neil, a lovely couple came on the platform from Dublin Hill. And he started on them as well, and then another few people. So there was a few of us there, and I said, this is not safe for this man to get on a train. I rang Cove Garda Station. They were amazing. They were really good. They said, look, we'll meet him off the train. But we were talking amongst ourselves saying, this can't be safe to leave this man on the train. So with that, we dialed 999, and within minutes, the train pulled up, Neil. The lady on the train didn't even get her name. She was incredible. Her main priority at that very moment was to stop the train, to protect her passengers. She walked out of the carriage he got on. 3 guards came and they got him, and they removed him from the train because there was no way that we were getting on unless
Okay.
He had gotten off, Neil. Do you understand?
Okay, I do understand. Can I just back this up actually with an eyewitness report that I got? This is some video footage also, which I'm not sharing, of what looks to be the apprehension of a man. This is what I came across today in the week leading up to St. Patrick's Day. And it was said that Patrick's Day parade was a possible target. Now, that's beside the point. That's to do with, whether or not there would be security issues at our parade.
Well, Neil, I will say that there was a lot of people that were on that side of the platform. That couple that I came down from Dublin Hill avoided Cork, which would have been their nearest parade, because they were afraid.
There was an alert. There was some kind of an alert doing the rounds. I don't think it was official or anything, but I can come back to that later if people wish. But anyway, so this is from yesterday. This is today at 1:15 in Little Island. People boarding a train to Cove for St. Patrick's Day parade. This man approached two women with a 7-year-old child. The man roared and screamed at the two women, saying he was going to throw them in front of a moving train. Credit has to go to the Gardaí, who responded within 5 minutes, and to the train driver, who refused to drive the train until the guards attended.
She was amazing, and the guards were amazing. But I have a 7-year-old beside me at home today, not gone to school from the trauma. He hid himself in between two shelters on the platform yesterday.
He hid himself where?
There was like two little shelters. Say it was like for if you wanted to stand
out of the rain.
He just found a way in. It was just.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Jesus Christ, that poor child as well. My God.
You know, that goes on for another 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes, but you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
And then we have this one here, the homeless non-national causing chaos in the airport yesterday. Did you see that one?
Oh, yeah, going around and destroying all the monitors and things like that. Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah.
I'm just going to show this now. So he's a Latvian man, by the way. This one was Latvian or Lithuanian, I heard. Poor kid, yeah.
Because he missed his flight. Jesus Christ.
Some amount of madness has happened in this country since the last 48 hours ago. Since the last show 48 hours ago. It's true. This is why we have to do the two shows now midweek as well, because we can't pack everything into the one show on a Sunday night, and people are waiting. Like, we are getting a good viewership here. We're getting great listeners. We've the same people on here nearly every other night. You know what I mean? And lots of them comment. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna just play this here, okay? And we'll come back and talk to it. Hang on. Dublin Airport yesterday. Yo.
Straight back.
Here, leave it out, will you?
No, just.
There we go there now, look, the GAA, all over the television.
I'd say he had mental health issues. Would you? Or I'd say that'd be the next thing. Homeless man with mental health issues.
Of course. But like, how long was he doing that before the airport security and the guards arrived? You know, there's supposed to be airport security all over the place. Like, he seemed to be at it for quite a while before anyone appeared over near him. And then he's off there with what? No t-shirt on him either. Must be very warm in Dublin Airport.
Yeah, but he
Man, they'd be
had a
having
thing
a
around
tantrum.
us.
Exactly, Paul.
Yeah. I firmly believe these men are agents of chaos, government actors. Yeah, just to keep you folk going around doing their business, lol. Yeah. See, I seem to attract shit like that. I walk towards stuff like that rather than walk away from it. That's probably a bad trait of mine, you know what I mean? He was pissed and on drugs, cocktail. Probably, yeah. Where were the airport security yesterday? This went on for 20 minutes before anyone got there. Exactly,
Yeah.
Ken. He could have stabbed umpteen people. He could have killed people. He could have done anything. You know, where
But
was
that
the airport?
airport security are supposed to be walking around the place. And they're supposed to be everywhere and anywhere. So why did it take so long for them to come over to your man?
Yeah, airport security. I'm going on holiday. Don't care. Don't care. Yeah. Airport security are now all foreigners. Yeah, it's true. Every security is foreigners. I saw something similar back in August when I was flying to Manchester. Middle Eastern shouting and roaring with her children as we were about to board the plane. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? They refused him a drink and he flipped. I don't think that's what it was now, but hey, listen. Remember, he was in the bar beside his departures gate, Paul. That's why he missed his flight. Pissed, I'd say.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. If only every foreign lad was upset about missing his flight. It wasn't mental health. He missed his flight. I know, but they'll probably try to say he's a bit mental. Like, you know, that's why he went on like the way he did. The same way as the guy who stabbed someone up there a few months ago. I'm normally not anxious when traveling anyway. Yeah. Islam out, Billy Bogus. Yeah. Everyone that is not ours is given free rein in this country. Our so-called leaders need to be held accountable. Who is going to pay for that damage? Ryanair boss selling shares to foreign investors. Yeah. It happened at 7:20 a.m., so it's not an excuse. Security should be there all the time. Yes, I agree. On coffee break, I'd say, Orla. Yes, they probably were. Yeah. Damage control is the main concern. I mean, they become the victim. Yeah. These events are allowed to happen and be filmed. This is not random. It is a tool of war to destabilize society. Yeah. Bohemians FC hosting a jobs fair next month for refugees and non-nationals. Tea, coffee and refreshments included. Unreal. Crow Park done it a few weeks ago as well, didn't they? And Philip caught a woman coming out, you know what I mean? So Bohemians, I used to love Bohemians. I used to like Bohemians. I wouldn't say I loved them. They wouldn't have been my team. I just used to follow them. And since all of this refugee shite and the way they go on, and it's just now Bohemians are captured. They're captured. And so are the fans, unfortunately. Like, you know what I mean? You have the fans brainwashed as well, you know? Hardy lads who'd fucking have a strength at any hour of the day, you know what I mean? Now they're all bound down to these flags and this bullshit. So, no, I don't agree with it. Billy Bogus, Islam is the sword wielding by Judaism. Yeah, it's just, Jesus, these are flying in. Probably hoping to get deported as he had no money left. He was in a free gaff and welfare now. Airport security gone on a break, yeah. Textbook Karl Marx, yeah. We need armed airport security. I think we should have armed airport security. And anyway, just in case anyone does come in there, you know what I mean? Like that, you know? That's what the way I'll be looking at it. I'm just looking at videos here. What have I got? But yeah.
Well, we had to bring, don't forget we've the T shocks the TD stuff I sent on to you earlier on today as well, this morning.
The one about the what you call it, the TDs that are the landlords, is that what you were telling me?
Yeah. Sorry, I have two cats fighting here.
Yeah, I think I have that there. That's it there. Landlords, yeah. Yeah, just let me throw this up here for a minute. There we go. What I do is I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Landlords TDs fail to register rental homes. Deputies from across the political spectrum have not listed properties with the Residential Tenancies Board. Clockwise from left, Gillian O'Toole, Cathal Bennett, Michael Moynihan, Brendan Smith, and Pa Daly. An analysis of the register of Dáil members' interests of the RTB register found TDs from across the political spectrum did not have properties registered with the agency, despite declaring them as rental accommodation that generated an income in their annual returns. How did they think that they're putting this in as their returns and they don't think they're going to get caught? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they're not. Some of them aren't even declaring it.
Yeah. The Residential Tenancies Act 2019 sets out the required for tenancies to be registered annually by all landlords. Failure to do so can result in criminal conviction and imprisonment for up to 6 months, or a fine of up to $4,000. The basic registration fee is $40 a year. Landlords have been obliged to register a tenancy since April 2022. A total of 31 in the new Dáil declared themselves in receipt of income as landlords of the last year's annual return, including 11 deputies from Fianna Fáil, 10 from Fine Gael, 6 independents and 4 from Sinn Féin. Gillian O'Toole, the TD Regional Independence Group, owns the third most rental properties of any member in the Dáil, with 6 tenancies listed in the register. Should they could be renting them places out to iPass or anything, you know what I mean? These people that are making the legislation are the ones that's calling the shots here, are the ones that's making money.
Yeah, yeah. So how were they allowed? How were they allowed vote on that eviction ban when they are landlords? You know, is that not a conflict of interest? And remember, Healy Rays, aren't they housing Ukrainians as well?
Well, yeah, Ukrainians and
actually, Paul, you do an impersonation tonight of your man Healy Ray.
Goalie. I can't understand that word he's saying, man. You know what I mean?
But I know, but there is sometimes he's quite funny. You know when he's giving out to me whole and all that. Oh, Jesus, is hilarious.
Yeah.
But again, like that. There you go. One rule for one and one rule for the rest of us. You know?
Yeah. Gillian O'Toole is from Dunshaughlin, and she has 6 properties. Jesus Christ. Yeah, look how long it's been since TD known. Look, it's long since been known that TDs invest in property. That's nothing new. Most of them do not register their property in their own name. Remember, Sherry Fitzgerald was set up by 2 TDs. Yeah. Irish Indo with similar Dunshaughlin related stories. Yeah. Take it back. But that's them. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's madness. Absolute madness. So it is.
I'm just going to present this as well, and we'll go just talk about this for a minute as well. Have you seen this in Germany? I'll just make that bigger. You'll see it. Breaking. German Parliament votes to approve hundreds of billions of euros in new debt and change the constitution to codify climate neutrality by 2045. 503 in favour, 207 against. CDU, SDP and Greens vote for the package. The AFD, Left Party, FDP and BSW vote against. So they're going to pump all the money in now for the climate thing. They're going all guns blazing now on the climate hoax in Germany. This is what they're doing. They put billions and billions of euro into new debt to change, and they're changing their constitution, to do this. It's follow the money, honey. Yeah, you're right. Follow the money.
Yeah, and roll on the climate lockdowns.
Yeah, gone being Irish profiteering from weaponized immigration. Yeah. Look a bit more like Jack Charlton. Look a bit more like Jack Charlton. Yeah. Conflict of interest. Heard that before. Yeah. But that's Germany. Germany's doing that now. You know what I mean? So
I think I sent on the thing to you as well. In relation to was it yesterday? I featured it in relation to us giving another 315 million to Ukraine on top of the 100 million we've already given or are given. That was only yesterday.
And that's only yesterday.
Yep. 315 million. And we can't finish the Children's Hospital. We have non-stop endless waiting lists for children's disabilities, operations for scoliosis and everything else going on. A school, we don't know the full story there yet, but that may be closing down. People on the poverty line, 15,000 homeless, worst housing crisis ever, and they're giving another 315 million to Ukraine. It is just an absolute joke.
So did you send it to me yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it. The Irish Times article there. That's the one about the what you call it, the TDs. Then I have Ramadan Ding Dong. Most asylum seekers are arriving in Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland.
I'm pretty sure I sent it on to you.
No, you sent me on. Most asylum seekers are arriving in Republic from Northern Ireland. Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan has been told.
Yeah, that was yesterday as well. Yeah, we were on a roll yesterday.
I'm looking here.
And he's turning into the far right now, so he is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. No, I'm not seeing that there. No, not seeing it. Doesn't matter.
Because I have it up on my Facebook page anyway. But again, as I said, they're giving 315 million to Ukraine.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then it's going on about what is it? It's going on about in the article as well about non-lethal support.
Yeah, that's so you're not getting dragged into war, but we're already dragged into war there now. Well, Ukraine is not. Well, Ukraine is on. The Ukraine is not in the European landmass. Ukraine is not in the EU. Ukraine is not in NATO. Ireland is not in NATO. We owe them nothing, zero, nada, and it's true. We do not. Yeah. They are not in the EU. They are not in NATO. Yeah. We shouldn't be even helping them. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And why are we giving them 415 million when the country is on its knees?
Yeah.
It's madness. It's absolute madness.
A post sent an email to their staff that over 60 offering early retirement, trying to get the oldies to cut costs to bring non-nationals in. My mate said on post coming overrun with foreigners. It's the same on post. It's the taxi federation. All the taxis are all being overrun by foreigners. The buses are being overrun by foreigners. Security guards are being overrun by foreigners.
Hotels.
Irish people can't get a job. Hotel staff, the likes of Lidl's, it's all foreigners. Like if you're lucky, if you find an Irishman in Lidl's, seriously, it's everywhere you go. It's just foreigners. I'm sorry, and it's more Indians than anything else.
I was in Kilkenny today. Okay, I was in with a friend, and we were kind of just wandering around and just in and out to a few shops and different things like that. And normally when I go in anywhere, I'll do one or two of my videos. And I just thought it'd be a joke, not a joke, but I just thought, oh my God, what do Irish people do? Only going into an Irish shop that is selling all Irish stuff, and buying more Irish stuff, right? So the place is called Carol's. It's on the high street. And I went in and there was a security guard walking around. And I went, oh, he looks foreign. So I didn't think much of it. And then my friend bought a couple of things and she went up to the tills and foreign girl at the tills. And then she went over to get something else. And I was looking at something, but again, I was near the tills and another girl was there and she was foreign. And I thought, this is an Irish shop selling Irish produce. Should we not have Irish staff in it? And then I was actually wondering, because I sent a message to one of the lads and I was like, does anyone know who owns this shop? Is it who owns it?
Well, why is it all foreigners? Carol's is a big Irish shop,
Yeah.
But it's been franchised
but what was there was all foreigners. Yeah. And I was only in for a few minutes.
Yeah, I know. I lost all for state and works pensions in both Ireland and the UK during COVID, so I face a very bleak future at age 54. Sorry to hear that, Michael John. Look up the Consolidated Fund Act 1920. It was never repealed. We are still sending money to Britain. Yeah. Carols are everywhere. They are everywhere. Be careful, Paul. Charlotte and Ireland Against Fashion will be cutting that piece off you, saying there's foreigners working everywhere in on post taxi federation hotels. She won't be impressed. Do you know something? Charlotte can go and kiss my ass. I don't care about Charlotte, to be honest with you. She can say what she wants. I'm just telling the truth. And I know you're not. I know you're only putting it in there, Ken. But I don't care about Charlotte or any of our ilk. They're all assholes. Charlotte, keep that child.
When you go into hotels, there is a lot of foreigners working there. I mean, that's not a lie. There is.
There's foreigners everywhere. They're everywhere.
They're in the taxis and they're in the barbers and they're in the phone shops and all different. And I mean, that's not a lie. That's the truth. Do you know? But I just thought it was interesting today in an Irish shop. And I just thought, how can you get an Irish welcome if there's foreigners all working there? Now, as I said, I was only in just today. So the next time I'm in, I must just pop in just out of curiosity.
Maybe businesses should have certain percentage of Irish staff for DEI purposes. Yeah, maybe they should. But people aren't giving out about it. People aren't talking about this. You know what I mean? Like out of 10 staff, probably 9 of them are foreign. You know what I mean? You have the odd Irish one, the odd one. You know, no adult autism support for those of us diagnosed with autism later.
Yeah, I know that,
Yeah.
Michael. I know that. It's very difficult. I understand.
Tesco employ a lot of black security guards. Very intimidating. Yes.
Do you know where has them as well? Not necessarily even African. Mr. Price. I see them here in Carlow, and the security guards are generally always foreign.
Yeah. When I used to visit Ireland as a child from London, we used to think it was novel that there was no foreigners. That was in the 90s. There were no black people there in the 90s. There was a handful. I remember growing up as a child, I only knew one black man, Tucker Lynch, and he used to look after the cars in Barney's Lane. He's black as the ace. Well, I wouldn't say he's black as the ace of spades, but you knew he was black, you know what I mean? But he was the only one I knew, you know what I mean, growing up as a kid. Now, it's
why do we need, like, there's plenty of Irish men out there that do security. Like, are they not being hired, or what's going on? Like, why can't they do security?
Yeah, because I'll tell you why. Because they'll tell you what's going on, whereas foreigners won't. They'll just just get their money and shut up. That's what they will do. Whereas Irish people will speak out against that, and Irish people have a conscience, whereas these have no conscience. They don't give a shit, you know. So what's the way out of this? Anyone?
I don't know, James.
I don't know, James, to be honest. Carol's Irish shop in Dublin full of non-nationals. Yeah, you're right. A lot of Irish people are immigrating. They'd rather immigrate than work in low-paid jobs. Yeah, and that's true as well. As someone who works in a petrol station, these foreign taxi drivers don't take receipts, even though they need them to get the VAT back, because they're not taxi drivers. One gets a license, then they all drive it. Yes, I've told this story umpteen times about a friend of my dad's bought a new car, 4 weeks on the road, and Pakistani fella took it over, and there was 24,000 miles on the car in 4 weeks. They were walking the car around the clock, 3 shifts or 4 shifts. Yeah. So, yeah. James, nothing short of revolution, but we need a spirit platform. Yeah. Nursing home staff are all foreigners as well. Yeah, yeah. There should be a minimum of 50%.
I can testify that. I know my mother's nursing home, a lot of them were all foreign. They weren't actually, I'm not sure if they were, I'm not sure what nationality they were. Any of the women I saw there now, they weren't African, you know. There could have been a couple Indian, and then maybe, I don't know if some of them were Polish or Ukrainian, or, you know, but a lot of them were all foreign.
Yeah, all
and
the
you see, they're cheaper.
Staff,
that's why so many of them have come into healthcare, because they are actually cheaper than hiring Irish people. And like, that's not right, because again, that's making it more difficult for Irish people to find a job.
They're getting training and security cards as part of their immigration. Yeah, you're right, Mark. It's true. It is true. And I've seen it. A friend of mine works for a big security company here. And I remember in 2022, I think he was talking to me. And what they were doing was they were bringing in Ethiopians. And they had 13 of them ready to go out into the general population. And the lad said, sure, they can't even speak English. You know what I mean? You're giving them a card and a security pass, and they can't even speak English. And they were told, if you want to keep your job, just shut your mouth. So,
actually, you know, Paul, I sent on a video a few days ago. I'm not sure where it was from. I don't know if it was over in England. It was very tough watching. And it was in a care home. Yeah, I sent it a few days ago.
I'll have a look now.
And it was in a care home. Because I think I wrote the note underneath. This is very upsetting.
Yeah, I'll have a look for it now in a minute. But did you see, off this note altogether, let's go to Serbia. Have you seen Serbia with the protests? They used a direct energy weapon. Did you not see the direct energy weapon they used on them?
Was it today?
This was on Saturday, I think it was. Wait and you see this, but let me see this. What's this?
So that's 5 guys running in formation out of the crowd when everyone else is basically still, right before this happens. And now this video was posted like 10 years ago on a U.S. Armed Forces YouTube channel, and it talks about the active denial system, the device mounted on a Hummer or this type of vehicle that beams frequencies to make people disperse. The question is, though, there was no Hummer in the streets of Serbia. What if it was? This is what people are saying. They're claiming it was these frequency weapons. Where was the thing mounted? Where was the energy, emitting from that dispersed the crowd? There's all types of theories because there was no Hummer there. People would have seen this thing a mile away, and it dispersed them like that. So what device did they use to emit these frequencies? Was it the towers, the cell towers on top of all the buildings?
See, did you see the way they just dispersed? They all just got out of the way. This is what they're using now on them, and
I didn't see that video actually.
Yeah. The right here is too frank. Need to unite. Reforming UK shows what's possible with the Unite purpose. Yeah. But I'm just going to go with this here now because this is your woman talking about it. The Northern Ireland one. She's a funny name. What's her name? Vanessa Cumany, is it, or something like that? Or have a listen to her. She talks about it here now. It's 3 minutes.
I'm sure by now everyone has seen the videos of the sonic weapons being used against the protesters in Serbia. The crowd just parts like Moses parting the Red Sea, and people have reported hearing the sound of what sounded like an airplane trying to land directly on top of them. Serbian officials have denied the use of these long-range acoustic devices. They're banned. So if they're banned, why did you buy them in 2022? You bought them to use them against your own people. These weapons are manufactured by the likes of Genesis Inc. And what they do is they emit a directional sound at a high frequency to incapacitate people. They're billed as being non-lethal weapons, but what they actually do is they inflict a massive amount of pain with minimal evidence. The consequences of this can be ruptured eardrums. People can have hearing loss, permanent hearing loss. It can trigger seizures. It can affect pacemakers. And obviously then with the crowd dispersing like that, there is the risk of people being trampled. This is only part of what the weapons that are available. You can also look at active denial systems. What they do is they penetrate the skin, just a tiny top layer of the skin, to activate the pain receptors so that you feel like you are on fire. Now, this can cause blistering, and which can ultimately be cancerous. And then if you have children there, they have really thin skin, or it can cause eye problems because your eyelids are so thin. Why are these weapons being created against the citizens? Because they're not being used for any protection. Boris Johnson wanted to bring them in 2015 when he was Mayor of London for the riots. But the Home Office has said they will absolutely not be using them to protect our borders. Your government are not your friend, and they are using weapons against you. These weapons have been used widely, globally, particularly during the COVID scamdemic. They were used in New Zealand, they were used in Germany, they were used in Canberra, in Australia, to stop people protesting, because that's ultimately what they know. People are going to be protesting for what's coming down the line, and they have the weapons to incapacitate you should you choose to speak out against your government.
Penetrates 1/64 to an inch of your skin. Goes very shallow.
That's crazy. I have to say, that is crazy. I'll drop Orla down there now. But yeah, that is really ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? And I've seen this happening. I've seen this being used in Australia as well. Like, they are using them, you know what I mean? And let's just go through a few more comments there now. Orla should be back there now. Michael John, different generation with the Islanders from Windrush, always veered towards Irish. as science rental jobs. Amen, sister. All 5G towers are conduits for these new war methodologies. Yeah, we will see drones with killer lasers next. Yeah, maybe. Bring you back in there, Orla. Did you see them there? They're a bit crazy, isn't it? Drones
I know,
with killer
yeah.
lasers. Have we not already seen these drones with the lasers on them for starting the fires? I've seen them as well.
Yeah, sure. Was that over in was that California we saw it?
Paul starting to wonder if Charlotte fancies you. All the attention she gives you, you're an admirer. Yeah.
There you go, lucky
Maybe
Paul.
she listens, she's only human, isn't she? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what communist regimes do. Yeah, I know. Palestinians, yeah. There's the second time looking at the show many times a week. Are you on? Great work. Yeah, thanks, Fran. Fair play.
Thanks, Fran.
We're on
3
times a week. We do the Irish column on Sunday night, and we also do Ireland Live on Tuesday and Thursday. But we're looking to have a couple more shows on. We could have a show every night if somebody comes in and does the studio here, and they can have their own show. They can do Ireland Live. Ireland Live doesn't have to be me and Orla all the time. It can be two other people, or Orla and somebody else, or me and somebody else. It can, listen, you can come in and have a chat. You know what I mean? There's no problem. But anyone out there, if you want to come in and help us with the show on your nights, come in and do that. That's no problem. Systematically attacking us on every level. Yeah, it's true. Technology is frightening. Yeah. But what's this? Hit the like button, folks. Share the stream. Do it, people. Yeah, do. Like, share, and comment, like, and share. Give me a minute, hon. And like, share, and comment. We put it out this again here now. You can watch us live on X, Fitzy Dub, Anthony Casey, Ruger Murphy. You can watch us on Facebook, on Fitzsimons, and www.theirishchannel.com/live. You can buy us a coffee if you want. And we've hit 800 viewers. Fair play to you, people. 800. But that's not bad. That's not bad now, I have to say. We're doing very well. You know what I mean? But have we any more videos there? I had a few videos there for different things for earlier on. But we've done the RT meltdown. We've done the... I want to just go with, Dimple Dempsey. Do you know Dimple? She's a red-headed girl. She's a nice girl. She's from Clonmel. But she's talking here about Clonmel and what the site is. I think Shannon and Nadine had done a video on this a few weeks ago, but it hits home with her now because she's from the area too. So just have a listen to this.
Standing here in the marketplace in Clonmel. It's a really big area. When my child was tiny and in the buggy, I remember walking down along here to so many independent shops owned by people in this town or the surrounding area. Locals in and around this town came here, rented out space. That was a big super queen, that one right there. Now, currently, they've signs all over here stating this place used to be for shops and everything like that. But you see, that's what they're saying they're going to do with it. They're going to build up more shops and everything. The only shop left here is an international shop, a conglomerate, a big, huge company. Now, in reality, if you leave a building dormant for a year, it's eligible for IPAS centres, i.e. non-Irish, and this whole area is going to be left dormant for a year for that reason.
Yeah, Shannon and Nadine had done a big thing on that there before Christmas, I think it was, wasn't it? They spoke about that. And a lot of people might know this, but Paul Collins from Town B has bought a lot of them properties. He's the man who's involved in the Coolock, in the Crown Paints. Town B own a lot of them properties down there around Clonmel as well. But like, you only have to look in Clonmel how near that IPAS place, the big huge one, is to the houses. Then people will never sell them houses. You're stuck in that house for the rest of your life now. You'll never sell that house. And if you try to sell it, you lose your short on it. Hang on there. Someone's sending me in something else there. The Brennans. Was that today? Yeah. The Halal Brennans. Have you seen that?
Yeah, remember we spoke about Sunday night.
We did speak about it, but I didn't put it up. But I'll just put it up there now. There's Brennan's bread. Look, Brennan's bread today. We are pleased to announce that all breads produced by Brennan's Bakeries have been halal approved. Brennan's Bakeries is the first bakery in order to have all its products halal approved. Boycott Brennan's Bakeries, people. Boycott it. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to have that. Listen,
No.
we shouldn't have to have that.
No, we're a Christian country.
We have put Brennan's Bread on the map. It's us buying Brennan's Bread that they are where they are and what they're doing. If they sell out like that, well, then I would not buy Brennan's Bread again. I'm being honest with you. And I like an old Brennan's Bread, you know what I mean? But I will not be buying it again. I'll be boycotting it.
And remember, Martin was commenting as well that on the halal shop in, was it somewhere in Tipperary? I can't remember what it was from out, that Matty McGrath was wishing them well. Matty McGrath. There you go now.
Go down, Matty.
I mean, is there anyone we can trust in politics anymore? Or is just everyone turning out to be, I won't even say what's going through my mind.
They're all scumbags, the whole lot of them. That's what you want to say, isn't it? It's exactly what you want to say.
You're just sick of it. Like, people we thought that we could trust, people we thought that were on our side are just selling us out. Like, I'm just sick of it.
I'm sick of it myself, I'm being honest with you, yeah.
You know?
It's ridiculous. Yeah. But,
and I've watched several interviews with Matty McGrath over the years where, you know, he seemed to be completely on our side and, you know, seemed to be fully awake to what was going on. And then he goes and he votes me whole in. He's at this. Then he also votes for no transparency in relation to the expenses, along with Carol Nolan. So what the hell is going on? Like, it's just ridiculous. As I said, is there nobody involved in politics we can trust anymore?
Paul, if there was another Republican Party up north, then Sinn Féin would be finished. Yes. Well, guys, you need to get your act together up the north and get yourselves a new party. We can help in any way we can, but Keelan's are recruiting more non-nationals to do that work. Keelan's do that every year. Fionnuala, they don't want to thrive or survive. They don't. No more Brennan's Bread. No more Brendans. Yeah. Seriously, people, you need to stop this. You need to hit them in the pocket here. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
Just don't
and
buy it.
Complain to the management. Complain. Yeah. The more people give out, the better.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, halal has taken over everything. I think all the school meals as well are halal as well, aren't they?
I don't know. I'm waiting to find that out. I have to send another email to my daughter's school to see what the food is there.
Yeah, Matty is a traitor. Yeah, Cora, no more Brennan's Bread. Yeah, you're right. Boycott it. I don't buy Brennan's Bread. I used to. I won't be doing it anymore. After this, I will not be doing it anymore. I know it's only one loaf of bread and I'm only one person. But if a couple of thousand of us are,
one person
a day,
and another one person adds up, Paul.
Yeah.
Not a leader in sight. You're right.
There's not a leader in sight. What have we got there? Not one of them in the current daily is on our side. We need to understand that we have no representation. It's bread and circuses to string people along to get a bit of hope. Yeah, Islam is the broom which shall sweep Europe. Boycotts work. Look at Cadbury's. For the last few years, they refused to put words Easter egg on products, but now again they are putting Easter eggs on boxes. Boycott Brennan's Bread. Yeah, I'm asking
people complain.
You have to show the video of the Irish lad whipping the Americans for not paying the fare. Yeah,
I saw that earlier on.
I'll have a look for it there. Somebody did say
they went on one of those carriage rides and didn't pay, so your man got out with the whip.
He got out with the whip, yeah. And in that, I thought I pulled it down earlier, but obviously I didn't. Yeah. The Irish Git. I'm going to go with the Git here. He's looking to see people for a job. Have a look at this.
Are you a bit slow? Never had an independent thought of your own? Would you like to help rob the Irish taxpayer? Well, today's your lucky day, because we are hiring. Join us in an NGO today. It's easy, stress-free, and there's no qualifications required. All you need to be able to do is set up an X account, scream racist and Ireland for all at anything that moves, and be able to copy and paste. Let me give you some examples. I live in Coolock. Literally, my whole family has left for Australia. I actually can't wait for the new Direct Provision Centre in Coolock to open soon, so I can volunteer with the Welcoming Committee and make some new friends. You win some, you lose some. Hashtag Ireland for all. I live in Roscrea. Literally, my whole family has left for Australia. I actually can't wait for the new Direct Provision Centre in Roscrea to open soon, so I can volunteer with the Welcoming Committee and make some new friends. You win some, you lose some. Hashtag Ireland for all. Just had a Nigerian taxi driver take me to Kulak where I got a coffee served by an Albanian. Then I went to visit my Afghan doctor and then served in the pharmacy by a Ukrainian. We could not function without diversity. Just had a Nigerian taxi driver take me to Kulak where I got a coffee served by an Albanian. Then I went to visit my Afghan doctor and then served in the pharmacy by a Ukrainian. We could not function without diversity. Just look how easy it is. Even you, a Marxist gum type, can do it. Us Marxists view all these immigrants as low-paid slave labour, so we're keeping it real too. So contact us today and do your part to fool the Irish public. And as usual, terms and conditions apply. If you're not part of a minority, you must swear allegiance to all minorities, and you must also apologise for slavery. Half your wages will go to pay for reparations.
He's brilliant, isn't he? He is brilliant. Like, you know what I mean? I love the guy. I do. He spoke out against Conor McGregor as well yesterday. I might play that one as well now in a minute. Let's see if I got that.
I didn't get a chance. I was kind of busy today now, and I was out and about, so I didn't get much of a chance. But I did hear people giving out about it, but I didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah. No, he has a few videos up now, I have to say. He done one yesterday, Conor McGregor. I'll just play it from here, I think. We'll play it from here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see it there.
Message coming out of the White House yesterday. It was on point. Brilliant. I can't argue with that. The message getting out to millions upon millions of people. Can't argue with that. Seeing Harris, Martin and the political class in Ireland squirm. Brilliant. But that's where it ends for me. Here's the first thing RTE News done last night, which is watched by more than 600,000 Irish people.
Going over to meet with some other administration officials who's spending the day in Washington, D.C.
A jury at the High Court found Conor McGregor raped Nikita Hand in a hotel room in Dublin in December 2018 and awarded her almost €250,000 in damages. Mr. McGregor said he was in the US to raise the issues the people of Ireland face.
Conor McGregor was not in the US to represent the people of Ireland. Mr. Harris said he'd much rather be talking about Nikita Hand.
They connected McGregor and the message that he spread to rape. And while the message did get out to millions worldwide, it's the Irish electorate that matters, the Irish population. Whether you like it or not, we need a big percentage of the Irish population on board with nationalism for anything meaningful to happen, whether that be electorally or by other means. Unless I'm very much mistaken and I'm living in an alternative universe and they didn't just sleepwalk us into another 5 years of the same shit. Has the plantation stopped or is it business as usual? No. And is it magically going to stop now because McGregor talked about it in the White House? No. They're not going to unsign the EU Migration Pact or call a referendum. I'm not saying I or anybody has all the solutions. But I asked people yesterday to name one solution McGregor has put forward. And I'm dividing people. I'm a fat waste of space that nobody listens to. Well, if no one listens to me, then I'm not dividing people. And why are you here crying? And stop with the insults, like, what are you, leftist gum types? The thing about me is I'm willing to be wrong. So in 6 to 8 months, come back to me and tell me that I was wrong. I hope I am. I hope you're laughing at me and there's mass deportations and you're saying that's because of McGregor. That the Irish people are being looked after. The homeless Irish people. The mental health crisis that has hugely been increased by non-scientific lockdowns, pushed by McGregor. Answer this honestly. Would you put the future of your children in McGregor's hands? That's the last word I'll have on it. Come back to me in 6 or 8 months and tell me I was wrong.
Yeah. He's mad, isn't he? He really is. But listen, it's true what he's saying as well. You know what I mean? Like, McGregor did push the vaccines as well. But again, I'll say it again. I said it at the start. I don't care who the messenger is once the message is getting out. You know what I mean? I really don't.
I know what you mean, yeah.
You know, just not Brennan's catching O'Connell on your toast. Yeah, yeah.
Mm. People need to complain. The more the better.
Yeah.
And then they hopefully will backtrack.
Yeah. We'll see. I doubt it very much, but somebody asked about the whipping. Yeah. I seen it there and it was very funny, I have to say. I'm just gonna play it here now. Here's the whipping, lads.
I'll go pay. I have money. I have money. I'm sorry. I have money. Hey, I'll fucking pay the 10%. It's 100 US. Yeah, 100. It's extra. I'm sorry. Sorry. We learned our lesson. Thank you.
Brilliant. That's what happens when you try to rob a
I
dog.
wonder if that whip was brought into the doll. Would it get some of them moving?
I'd say if he was cracking it, probably, yeah. But I did see that earlier. I thought it was very funny. I really did. But yeah, hang on, we go through more of these. Trump pushed the V's as well. Remember Operation Warp Speed? Yes, I do remember. I remember.
But he did come around and say that it was people's choice. You know, that it was up to people. If they didn't want to take it, they didn't have to take it, that nobody should be forced to take it. And he did say that.
I will no longer buy Brennan's bread. Fuck him. Go woke, go broke. That's it. You go woke, you go broke. That's it. Coca-Cola have found out. Budweiser have found out. Good whipping, lol. Yeah. Did he even say thank you at the end? I thought that one. Like an Irish mammy, every smack award. Yeah, you, yeah, bastard. Yeah. Remember, Jesus, I remember getting smacked years ago, I tell you.
The wooden spoon, Paul.
Oh, God, yeah. Crazy.
But, did you find that video I sent to you?
Which one was it about now?
A few days ago. There should be a note underneath it. I think I got it from X. Just having to come across it, and I'll tell you, it was tough watching now.
No, I didn't send it. This woman was arrested.
Definitely sent it on. It's only in the last couple of days.
Hang on, I'm just looking here. 20-year-old dead from the shots. No.
Oh, that video we should watch. That video, yeah, that needs to be shown as well.
Yeah, I'm going to just pull it down there now, to be honest with you. I have it there. I'm just going to pull it over.
Yeah, I came across this as well.
Yeah. We might go with this down for a few minutes, and then we might finish it up, because we're an hour and a half in, like, you know what I mean? We don't have to do the 2 hours.
No, we don't. No. I might actually go and find that other video. I'll know by myself by looking at it what message it is.
Jesus Christ, this woman was arrested, but still, no, I don't think that was it.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I have it here.
Yeah, she was arrested, yeah.
I have it here. Yes, I'll show it now.
And then we need to play that one about the 20-year-old as well.
I'll play the 20-year-old, but we play this one here now on the nursing home first.
Right, guys, this is fairly tough going, so be warned.
Yeah, this is tough going. This is in the UK, isn't it?
I think so.
Wow. This is nursing homes, people. This is what happens in nursing homes when your loved ones are.
I'm trying to track my food. Oh! I know. Oh, we're running it. Oh!
Can you hear me?
That was a hard watch, though. That was a hard watch.
That was utterly disgusting. And you know what got me? At the very beginning, you see somebody walking past, again, another foreign person, and they do nothing. Do you know? Like, what sort of individual treats a person like that? Absolutely disgusting. Do you know? Like, that woman must have been, no, what age was she? In her 70s?
80, 70.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, absolutely shocking. Now, I don't know when this was taken. I just happened to come across the video and I said, this is utterly disgusting.
Yeah. Dear Jesus. Oh, dear
No
Jesus.
respect.
Oh, my God.
No nothing. Like,
Yeah.
that woman as well was naked from the waist down as well. You know what I mean? Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. I'm fuming as well, Catherine. Yeah. Pure evil. Yeah. You don't do that. Like, you know, you really
No.
don't.
You wouldn't
And
do that to your worst enemy.
Foreigners. But a foreign woman is there doing it. You know what I mean? Again, at the end of the day, it's a foreigner that's doing it, you know? Happening in our nursing homes, people. Yeah. And I think you're right. Yeah. There's thousands of videos like that. There is thousands of videos like that. You're right. There really is. Let's be honest. There are many different species of human on earth. We are not all the same. Yeah, it's true. This is going on in nursing homes in Ireland as well. Yeah, it is. I understand that. I know that. See Philly McMahon back vocal again on social media. Philly McMahon is a nobody. Philly McMahon has lost all credibility in Ballymun and surrounding areas. And Philly McMahon is on board with Bohemians Rugby Club and his mate that runs the gym, that helps him with the gym. So Philly McMahon is a nobody, okay? And the sooner people realise that, the better. Philly can't walk down the street in Ballymun now for he's getting stick off people, whereas he used to be a legend. Now he's not a legend. He's a bell
That's what
end
happens
now.
when you sell your soul.
That's exactly what happens when you sell your soul.
Mm.
Making them eat their dinner off the floor. It's just, yeah. Imagine they're in the most, if not all, nursing homes, yeah. How could you send anyone into a place like that? I know, after seeing shit like that, like, I'm going to be
But like,
honest.
you think about that person that walked past as well. Didn't even bat an eyelid, just walked past.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, that's just that one particular video. I mean, I highly doubt she was doing that to just that one person. She probably done it to several other people. You know, like you put your parents or your grandparents into a nursing home for them to be looked after and minded. You know, like, we don't know half of what goes on.
Yeah, exactly. Foreign workers, true, employed by native Gambians, though. Yeah. You see how they treat their own. Yeah. Why is she wearing a nurse's outfit? She's not fit to wear it yet. You're right. Vote UKIP is a Christian man. Get your old folk out of them places. There's none of my old folk in any of them places, and my man and dad never go into a place like that. I just couldn't. We'd never let that happen. Never let it happen. Depopulation agenda, all by design. Exactly, Orla. And the person filming it, yes.
It wouldn't have been the person filming it in nursing homes that have all cameras around.
Yeah, have they? Yeah. They did during COVID. They battered them during COVID. Most nursing homes are like prison camps, can't get in or out yet. Who filmed it as it's not a fixed camera? Just what you said, Orla. Who filmed it as it's not a fixed camera?
Now, there is loads of different, as I said, I know in nursing homes, there is loads of cameras would say up in the ceilings and all that, filming would say like the corridors and common areas and all that sort of stuff.
How come humans are not categorized like the animal kingdom? The differences are undeniable between different types. Yeah, it's true. Don't know any of them. Ken Donnelly, shit going down in Cabarrett, blue flashing lights everywhere. See if you can find out what's going on, Ken, and get it into me. Yeah.
Will you play that video about that girl talking there?
Which girl was it? What one was
The
it?
one there that you were going to play.
The 20-year-old. We're going to talk about the vaccine. Yeah. And this is only a minute long, so have a listen to this and we'll come back.
So this is not like one of my usual videos, and I won't lie, I'm lost for words. So I'm currently on my way to go and do a balloon release for my nephew who died last Friday. He died in the hospital of cardiac arrest. He was 20 years old. How can that happen? How can people be like, oh, it's just normal for people to die at 20-year-old of a heart attack, cardiac arrest? No, it fucking isn't. No, it's not. And guess what he had in 2020? Yeah, you know. The same as what the majority of the population had. It's not normal for this to happen to people so fucking young. So I'm currently going to do a balloon release, and this is my nephew. And you know what? I just can't stop being upset about it, purely because he's got a 1-year-old son. His son's not even 1 year old, he's 1 in 2 days. He died a week and a half before his birthday. And he died of cardiac arrest at 20 years fucking old. That's not normal. Do you know what? It's just fucking shit, man, because when you're awake, we know what is happening before our eyes. And people are paying the price. And the majority of people don't even have a fucking clue that this is even happening.
It's true, isn't it? The amount of kids and young people dying from cardiac arrest from the...
And it's all been fobbed off and it's been brushed under the carpet. And they're now trying to normalise it. It is not normal for anyone in their 20s or 30s to be dropping dead of a heart attack unless they already have, we'll say a heart condition or some sort of, something previously wrong. But not for fit, healthy people. It is not normal. And this is what they're trying to do, normalise it. Like I've often said it to friends, you'd be out having coffee and I'd be like, oh my God, another sudden death. And then you just get this blank expression. This is not normal, people.
Well, I was told just this evening that my partner came back up from where she's from and there was 6. They had to stop the parade at 6 different houses because of people who had died in the area in the last few weeks. 6. Like they do a march in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning with the big drum, Patrick's morning, they go around the town and go from one end of the village to up the village and they all meet up, and play tunes. But they had to stop at 6 houses this year because of 6 people who had died in the area. Now that's just in that parish.
Yeah.
Now, there could be 10 or 12 different parishes, you know what I mean? That's, you don't know how many have died, It's a disgrace.
And all the people out there diagnosed with stage 3, stage 4 cancer,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not normal either. Where's your stage 1 and stage 2? There's none of that seems to just be gone. It's all terminal or, so advanced they can barely do anything about it.
Look at young Ava. Young Ava is the same.
Yeah,
she was only 14 when she took it, and she was gone in the space
Perfectly
of 2 years.
fit and healthy young girl.
Yeah, but we know what's going on, and we won't stop talking about it. That's the problem here. You know what I mean? And everyone's going to be held to account. And sorry to Ferg, I couldn't get out to RTA yesterday. What happened? Well, not yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, yeah. As you know, Orla, I had a few drinks here on Sunday night after I finished up on the column, and I was still here at 5:30 drinking my bottle of Morgan Spice, and I was locked, and I was singing, and I was dancing. Yeah, so I didn't go to bed till 6 o'clock nearly, and it was 2 o'clock when I woke up. But when I see, I thought,
Jesus Christ, good man.
Missing it. So that's what happened with me. I'm not going to make any excuses about it. That's exactly what happened. So yeah. I'm going to go with this one here. This is a state-funded charity called MASAI, M-A-S-A-I. These are to bring in the refugees and the migrants, okay? Now, this is them talking about hiding the refugees' stuff from the government so they won't be able to deport them and everything else. Have a listen to this and we'll come back and talk.
I suppose just to maybe reiterate what Bellani was saying, and obviously we're really pushing for regularisation of undocumented migrants in the state, have been for years, and trying very much to get that over the line in these current negotiations at the moment. Just maybe on a positive note, I mean, I suppose around rights for undocumented migrants, we were able to secure a firewall between the Department of Justice, Department of Social Protection, Department of Health, so that people's data wouldn't be shared if they accessed payments or if they accessed healthcare. This has been an issue in the past where people's data was shared and they were issued a deportation or intention to deport notices, they're called Section 3s, and really put people at risk. So that was a very positive development in this period, and something, again, I think there's so much that can be achieved, and we have to do that together collectively, and not leave anybody behind. So it's important that we work in solidarity with each other and across all the sectors, and that migrant rights are the same as asylum seeker rights, are the same as worker rights, are the same as gender rights, are the same as LGBT issues, and so it's important that we, in these times, are not divided, and that we don't let people divide us, and that we have a strong civil society that we all work to uplift each other in this time. And I think that's really important.
Someone is asking, who are these clowns? Well, now I'm going to tell you who these clowns are. Okay. The one clown that was on the bottom there, her name is Dr. Rachel Woodlock. Dr. Rachel Woodlock is in DCC. She's a lecturer in Islamic studies and getting the word of Islam out. She came from Australia. She was in Melbourne. She was a professor in Melbourne up until 2020, and then moved to Ireland, and now she's a lecturer in DCC, Cork. So that's her, Dr. Rachel Woodlock. Okay. Then we have the next guy. This guy here is Bulafani Mafako. He's a gay man who was in the country since 2010. He is from South Africa. He's an asylum seeker and activist, and a former spokesperson for the movement of asylum seekers in Ireland, Massey. So this guy has spoken the Dáil and everything. The reason he came here was he was being persecuted in his country of South Africa for being gay. So this is what he's fighting for. Okay, so this is Balani Mafaku. He's another one that was on the list. Then we have this guy here. This guy here is Dr. Olani Kolawali. He's from Africa as well, and he works over in Africa, but he's part of this group here in Ireland that's making the thing from Massoy. Okay. Then we have Dr. Dutta Knight. Dutta Knight is another one that's these are all really outspoken against white people. You know what I mean? Every one of these. You know what I mean? And there's the last one there. Is the last one. Ibn Joseph is the last one. We all know who Ibn Joseph is. She's a professor in Trinity College Dublin as well for the migrants. So, and then you have one Irish person, on the token Irish person, who has been brainwashed. So that's who these clowns are.
And that person that's up there now, I'm sorry, but are they not Caucasian?
The which?
That one there that's up there now. Sure, she's Caucasian.
Yeah. No, I think she's Indian. I think she's Indian. Yeah.
She Indian?
Yeah, she's Indian. Yeah, Dr. Dutta. Her name is Dutta Knight.
Oh, right, okay. Name, yeah. Okay. I was only looking at her pictures.
Sonali Dutta Knight. No, she's Indian. Yeah.
Oh, well, then she's Indian. Yeah.
Over, yeah. But, yeah, they're the clowns. They're the traitors. But, yeah, right, man.
There's many of them, unfortunately.
Professor Me Bollocks also. Yeah, but your woman Woodlock seems to have been in Melbourne for years, studying in Melbourne. But it seems she was radicalized in 2005 by another professor. He's another guy now. He's a sultan of somewhere at the moment. Like, yeah, but it's all radicalization. That's what it is. You know what I mean? They go into these schools, they radicalize them, they turn them into professors, and then they go out spreading the word. You know, that's what they do. My partner is Irish and working in security, Kilkenny, and Mr. Price. Deadly. Fair play to you, Teresa. He must be the only one. The only Irishman in Mr. Price. Bullshit artists, the whole lot of them. Yeah, fake names. Well, I'm at the finding them all on Google there, mate. I done a look through them all on the other night, Sunday night after the show, because someone sent it in to me.
Don't believe the doctors. No, Sharon, they're probably engineers.
Now there was a great example of grifters. Yeah, now you have a Outhouse LGBT Centre in Capel Street is full of them. Yeah. TQQIA, the instruction are to lie to non-Muslims. And I want to come back to Ireland, but I won't now. I don't blame you either. I wouldn't be coming back either. You know what I mean? I really wouldn't. But what was that one there? This is, I think this is Newtown on Kennedy, I think. I'm just gonna go with this for a minute. This is how it all starts.
I'm Dr. Calm down, you.
This is your job. That's how you justify it, lads. Fair fucking play. You're not sorry at all, pal. Giving us shite.
Just walk him down, alright?
Fucking animals, lads. Yeah, you go fucking in.
You cannot protest in here. Give a direction. All your section is. You cannot stay here. You cannot stay here. You're behind the gate line. You're in or you're out. If you're in, you're in. Let's go. You're in or you're out. You're in or you're out. Let's go, folks. You're in or you're out. Lads, you're going into it. Come in here, lads.
Fucking chance.
Come here, lads. Everyone line up across the front.
But that was Newtown, Mount Kennedy. I thought that was a different video there, but it's just showing you how to get in and whatever. But I'm just going to pull down Corky's video there now and just play it before we leave, because they're having it on the 20s. I'll play the video and we'll let it see. Hang on, I'll just play the video. We'll finish up on that. No. Sorry, my bad. I'm not getting sidetracked here on. No.
I saw a message coming in from Owen. He was going on about you looking like the Peaky Blinders look.
Peaky Blinders,
I said, listen, there's one man who pulls that off, and that's our Glenn.
Glenn, yeah, he does.
I forgot to send him the link this evening. See if he was around.
Glenn.
Forgot.
Don't worry about it. I'm just going to pull down this Corky's video there now, and we'll finish up on that, because geez, we've got through loads already tonight, you know. And let me just see Corky. Yeah, this is it now. Yeah, we pull it down now. This is self-explanatory. This tells you all the dates and the whole lot, but it's a year on in April, and Corky just tells you what happened and how it happened and the whole lot. So it's about 2.5 minutes long. So we go with that. My daughter's leaving this kip next week and never coming back. I'm fucking delighted for her, James. Someone else put in there that we were taking the Lord's name in vain. I apologise again. I really do. Exactly, Sharon. Just like that Indian in the Newtown, Mount Kennedy. Yeah, Mick. They are RUC, not Garda. Yeah, I know. I know exactly what they are. People, we've just hit 900. Fair play to you. Nice one. Fair play to everyone. Yeah, keep sharing the shit out of it. And buy us a coffee if you want. If you don't. You know what I mean? But I like an hour coffee. But right. Still coming through.
Well, Corky's video.
Corky's video, yeah, you have to pull it down. Garda of the Monopoly. Orla, God bless you for being strong, being so strong. Yeah.
Thanks, Eva.
Look, the UK has grubby hands all over this island again. Paul, you are still a handsome man, though. Thanks very much, Michael John. Thank you very much. More like cousin Raj. Just letting you know, Pascal Donohoe and James discussing raring to Germany for the war. Global bankers. Yeah. Good night. No, Ivan. Good night, Paul, Orla, and everyone. Look out for each other. Blessed be. Speed of light. Take it easy, Eddie. Yeah. I'm just going to play Corky's video here, okay? And we'll finish up then. Oh.
Hi guys, here we are down in Newtown to make a video of the night of the battle, as they call it down here in Newtown. The 25th of April 2024 was that night, and coming up, the 25th of April is the first anniversary. Just here, where peaceful protesters had their back turned towards the POU. As they turned their backs, the POU brutally attacked them, pepper sprayed them, battened them, hit them with their shields and ran over them, arresting 5 that night. Just here as cars were parked, an elderly man was down on the ground offering no resistance, and he was bet and pepper sprayed and kicked by the public assault unit. As we come up here, we can see where the camp, this is where the camp was, 2 camps and another camping behind. And here is the main entrance, the Trotter House, here down in Newtown. And the good people come out again in support, as they do every day. just here, gripped reporter who had high vis on her, who had her ID, and shouted out that she was a reporter. She was pepper sprayed badly, leaving her eyes badly marked and damaged, and having her to go to the hospital. This is where the big fire was, against this shed just here. You can see the burn marks on the tarmac just here. So just a reminder that on the 25th of April coming up, the first anniversary, and we're calling on all groups to come down, people of Newtown, and to support them, where they'll be marching from town up here at 5 o'clock up to Trother House. And we're asking every group to come up and support. They're a great crew. They travel the country supporting everyone else. I know it's time for everyone to come to Newtown on the 25th of April. We'll keep you up to date. We'll keep you up to date in the coming weeks ahead. So make a date for Newtown on the 25th of April. What does Newtown say?
No!
Newtown says no!
No surrender!
No.
So days having people, 25th of April, get your arses to Newtown, help out the people in Newtown, because I will say the ladies and gents in Newtown come to everything. Any protest I've been at, they've been there.
Yeah,
and I was only talking to a lady there who I actually interviewed down there with. I had a reporter with me last year from France, if you remember, the Irish Freedom Party had him over, do you remember? And I brought him down, and of course, he was doing great interviews the whole lot. And then we had the lefties, the mad lefties move in that were already in the camp. No, you can't be doing this, they're far right, and this, that, and the other. So, yeah, we need to get back down there and talk to the people in Newtown in the next couple of weeks. So,
yeah. And then during the week as well, I featured another story from Dundrum House, and there's 2 High Court cases going on against it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they win it, and that'll stop the iPass going in there. Like, imagine a historical building like that being used for iPass. Like, that money should be put into that to be reopened again. For a hotel for tourism. Tourism is down 25%, and those, like, that's a historic hotel.
Yeah,
do you know?
Yeah. But right, Orla, I'll drop you down. It's that time again. It's
good night.
God bless you. Orla, thank you very much tonight.
No problem.
Night to everyone. Talk to you in a few minutes, Orla. And yes, people, has been another good show again. We've hit, what are we at there now? 9:30. So yeah, we've exceeded 9:40 live viewers. Fair play to everyone for tuning in. As I said, if you can buy us a coffee, please do. If you can't, don't bother. But like I say, every other night when I'm finishing up here, the truth is like a lion. You'll only get the truth here. So the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.